Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to a special economic weather report. Today we're looking at commodity prices, in particular dairy commodity prices, which have fallen sharply in the last week or so. Now you won't have heard about this in the mainstream media, it's just filtering through from traders on the internet, and it shows that whole milk powder prices, skim milk powder prices, cheese and butter are now down around about 13% from a week or so ago. Now that's significant because we've had a fall off in the last 5 or 6 months of around about 40% from the peaks. As you can see here from this chart, prices really exploded at the beginning of 2006, and towards the end of 2007 were running out of steam and have been drifting down. You can see here a collapse essentially in prices in the last week or so. What's going on here? Well, firstly, buyers are hesitant because developing economies, Brazil, China, India, are starting to slow down, and that's where we saw a lot of the growth in demand for dairy commodities. But also there's a big chunk of supply coming through into the market, extra production. So prices started rising at the beginning of 2006, farmers started increasing their herds and increasing output through those years. It takes about 2 years to get really ramped up, and that's starting to come through into the market now. So, combination of less demand, more supply coming into the market, but also a drop in the oil price. Now, oil is important for dairy commodities for a couple of reasons. Firstly, vegetable oils are competing with butter in particular in a lot of the wholesale markets for ingredients. And when the price of oil drops, demand for biofuels, which are grown on the same land as those vegetable oils, drops as well. Also, a lot of these crops like maize and corn, they're used to feed cows, particularly in the Northern Hemisphere. So when the price of oil drops, demand for biofuels, the same land used to grow that maize and corn, drops as well. So worth noting, the price of oil dropping is a driver in the dairy markets. So what does it mean for us here? Well, dairy farm prices have basically doubled in the last couple of years. But remember, dairy farm commodity prices have actually been falling for the last year or so. Yet, over that last year, dairy farm prices have risen a third. Farm lending to the dairy sector has risen by more than 20%. And we're still seeing astonishing growth in the dairy farm prices and in the whole regions. So you have to wonder, is the dairy farm boom over? Certainly in what we've seen in the last week in prices, commodity prices for dairy, they have dropped sharply, and it's something we should all be aware of. I'm Bernard Hickey. That was a special economic weather report for interest.co.nz.